Hey everybody, Coach Darvin here. All right, so we're going to talk about today understanding credit, what it is, and how it works. All right, awesome. So, credit plays a crucial role in monitoring financial. Let's see here. Edit screen. All right, also share tab audio. All right, so standing credit, what it is, and how it works. Okay, and so credit plays a crucial role. Okay, guys, um, in modern financial systems, influencing everything from buying a home to getting a job. It's important to understand the ins and outs of credit to make informed financial decisions. Okay. Now, let's talk about the definition of credit. Of course, borrowing power. Credit refers to the ability to borrow money or access goods or services with the understanding that you'll pay for them later. Okay. It's essentially a promise to repay a debt. So that's what credit is. Credit is you borrowing money, right? To access whatever goods or services that you want to partake in, okay? With the understanding that you're going to pay, right? Whatever you borrow later, depending on what those terms are, okay? And so it's essentially a promise just to repay, right? Whatever that agreement was on that debt, that money, that credit. And so financial trust. It's also a measure of trust that a lender has in borrowers' ability to repay debts based on their past financial behavior. So you can't just walk out and get credit. You have to start building over time. This is why when you take an 18-year-old, they can't come in the game and get a 10 or $20,000 credit card because they had to build trust over a period of time, right? And so let's talk about some of the different types of credit. Okay. Credit can come in various forms, such as credit cards, mortgages, car loans, and personal loans. Those are some of the major, different types of credit, right? Of course, student loan, right, is credit. Okay. Now, what's the importance of credit? Okay. The financial flexibility. Good credit provides the flexibility to make important purchases and handle unexpected expenses. Okay, sometimes things can come up. You may not have the cash right then and there, and you can use that credit card to, take care of whatever that, unexpected expense was. And so, access to opportunities. It can impact your ability to rent an apartment, buy a car, and even get a job. Okay, so they're checking credit. Even today, I'm hearing that to enter the military, they are looking at your credit profile. Okay, so you can't owe a bunch of people. You can't have been doing, bad business to get into the military, right? And of course, like they say, rent apartment. There are some rental agencies that, property management companies that will actually look at your credit before they rent you an apartment because if you haven't been taking care of your business, then of course they may feel like you won't be paying rent on time, right? So lower costs. Better credit scores often lead to lower interest rates on loans, ultimately saving money over time. And so that's very important. This is to me, one of the biggest factors when it comes to credit or credibility is the fact that you can have lower payments than some others. For example, me and my brother could be we can have the same car, that we paid $100,000 for. We can stay on the same block with the same type of home that we paid $200,000 for. So collectively, me and him has $300,000 in credit or debt, but I can be paying $1,000 less a month than he. So over time, that's $12,000 in 1 year that I can have saved up versus him. He had to put out because his credit was not as good as mine, right? So that $12,000 over 10 years is 120K. Imagine if we use that to invest in something over time, it makes sense. So this is one of the main reasons why credit is so important. So let's talk about how credit works, right? The lender borrower relationship. Credit involves a trust based relationship between the lender and the borrower, right? It's a trust based relationship. Interest and repayment terms. Lenders charge interest on the amount borrowed, and the borrower agrees to repay that amount borrowed along with the interest over time. And this is why it's important to understand the interest rates. Sometimes you can negotiate with your lenders. Don't think that just because they say this is the rate that you can't, talk to someone and say, hey, can I get this rate adjusted? Can it be lower? This is all possible, right? Depending on what banks, what programs, what products they have. Or what you do is you look at other banks or lenders and you match. You find the one that is better for you. That's at the rate that makes sense for you. Okay, all banks aren't created equal, and it pays for you to do the homework. Okay, so credit reports and scores. Credit bureaus track borrowing and repayment history to generate credit reports and scores, which play a critical role in the lending process. Okay, so make sure that you're paying over time. Okay, because they are checking those reports and scores. Okay, they're checking them to see, what interest rate they're going to be giving you, what type of term they're going to be giving you. So just make sure you pay close attention to all of that. Let's talk about the types of credit. You have credit cards, which is revolve a balance and make minimum payments. So with credit cards, you don't have to pay in full unless it's a charge card. So they revolve over time. And once you pay it down, you can use it again. For example, if you had $100 credit card and you owed $100, once you pay it, you have access to that $100 again. Okay, that's what makes it revolving. Okay, but when you have things like mortgages, which is a loan, right? Borrow to buy a home secured by the property. So if that property was $100,000 and you paid, $1,000 a month, or you pay on that property, you're not able to go back and get, some of the money that you paid into that property from that loan. Now, mortgages are a little different because you do have equity there. But when you take a loan, for example, a personal loan, and you start paying it down, you can't go back and get that access unless you redo that loan. So I hope that makes sense. Same with auto loans, borrow to purchase a vehicle secured by the vehicle. All right. And so let's talk about credit scores and reports. A credit score is a numerical representation. So, as you know, there's 3 different credit bureaus, major credit bureaus. There's a lot of different types of credit reports, but the major 3 are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Okay. So I hope this lesson on what is credit, I hope this makes sense for you all. And so um, that's it for today's lesson on credit. This is the coach, and I'll talk to you later.